Hello and welcome to the My Clayco studio. I am Tegan and today I am going to be sharing our ultimate guide on how to create your own earring display cards. If you are an earring maker, jewelry maker or accessory maker, you know how much work goes into making them, so you want to make sure that you have cards that show off your work. In today's video, I'll walk you through different ways to create your own earring cards. We'll be looking at budget-friendly DIY options as well as how you can design and print your own. We'll also be looking at how you can make display cards using a blade cutting machine like a Cricut or Silhouette. And then I have a bonus outside the box way that is perfect for gifting and can make your earrings really stand out. I'll be dropping the details of all the products we've tried and tested for earring card making in the video description. And stick around until the end because I'll also be sharing some of my extra top tips with you. All right, let's get into it. So your first option is to buy pre-made cards. Now you can find a range on Amazon or Etsy or give it a Google and see what else you can find out there. There are ones that have beautiful designs on them, or you can do what I've done here, and I've actually just got some plain earring cards off of Amazon, and what I'm going to do is just stamp them with a logo stamp. Now these are a super affordable option. Obviously it does mean that you are limited by the designs that are out there, or you're limited by yourself just stamping your logo in one color on the cards. If you did want to go down the stamp path, you can just get a stamp made from places like Vistaprint, or your other option is that you can hit up your local laser cutting business and they might be able to do up a stamp for you. Now this can be a really affordable and easy option for you. The couple of things that you do have to keep in mind is that you are limited by the designs that are out there. You're also going to be limited if you use the stamp option by just having a one color stamp. So your earring cards will only be in the one color. And the other thing to keep in mind, if you are stamping your cards, sometimes it can be a little bit tricky to align it, but it really is a great option if you're looking for something simple. Our next option is to order custom printed cards. This is a great option if you want something that's still really affordable, but it gives you the flexibility to use your own designs and branding and aesthetic on the cards. You can order them from places like Zazzle, or there are some Etsy shops that do them, but my preferred method is through Vistaprint. The reason why I love Vistaprint is just because it's really quick and easy to do, and you do receive them pretty quickly. All I do is just import my design that I already have and I just get my cards printed from there. Normally I receive them within less than a week. They're quite affordable as well, and you don't need to order huge quantities. If you want to design your own with a little bit of help, then Canva is a great option. They have so many helpful design elements on there that it makes designing really quick and easy. Once you've designed your cards, you then have a few options. You can use Canva Print to get your stuff printed. I haven't used this myself, but I do know that there are some other makers that use this. Your other options are you can import them into Vistaprint like I do, or you can print them yourself. Just keep in mind that you will have to cut them out with something like a guillotine. My other top tip, if you are printing them yourself, is to make sure that you are using a sturdy cardstock. I look for at least 250 to 300 GSM. Now you can also go down the path of checking out a local printer and seeing if they can print them for you. In my experience, I have found that they are a bit more expensive and they do need higher minimum order quantities, but it's definitely worth checking out and seeing if you can support a local business. This second option is the one that we use the most, and I just love that it's fully customizable with your own colors and branding and everything. One thing to keep in mind though is that they don't come with the holes in them, so you do need to look at making those holes yourself, and I'm going to run through a bunch of different options with you now. The first option you have for making holes in your cards is just by using something like a pin. Now I am using a needle tool here that we normally use for our polymer clay work, but you can use any old pin or needle that you have lying around. This is a really cheap and easy way of getting holes in your cards, but it can be a bit time consuming, particularly if you have a lot to do. You may find as well that the holes aren't really smooth. So for that reason, this isn't my favorite option, but you don't need to buy any extra equipment, so it's really quick and easy. Next up, we have the 3mm hole punch. It is a really affordable option, and you are going to get nicer holes than you would if you were using a pin or a needle tool, as I've just shown you. One thing you do need to keep in mind though is that when you are placing your holes, you can find that you might get uneven hole placement because obviously you need to actually stamp out a couple of holes. A couple of tips I do have for you though is that you can use an earring card hold guide, Or the other option is you can use a ruler and pencil to mark where your holes are going to go to make sure you get them in the right spot. Now, the next option that we have are a bunch of hole punches. These are fantastic because they come in a range of different sizes and they really work for all sorts of earring types, jewelry types, and accessories. They are great for creating perfectly aligned earring holes, but one thing you do need to keep in mind is that the different hole punches will only work with certain types of earring cards. As I'm showing you here, when you are trying to make the holes in your earring cards, you can only go so deep. So that means that you really need to think about the type of earring card that you're using with these. You can even use these earring hole punches if you just found some nice cardstock and you wanted to cut that up and use it as display cards. I'm going to show you a few different earring card options now that you can use with each of these hole punches. Our last option is to use a drill, and this is excellent if you're wanting to do a large number of earring cards at a time. This is a particularly good option if you run an earring small business because obviously you can do a heap at a time and it just means that you're going to save time. As you can see here, all that you need to do is stack your cards on top of each other. You can then use a hole guide, or if you wanted to, you can just use a pencil to pop in where you're going to put your holes. You only need to mark the top one and then you just drill from there, and you will find that you have a whole heap now of perfectly drilled earring cards. Okay, so we've already explored a range of great DIY options, and we're now going to be looking at how you can use a blade cutting machine like a Cricut or a Silhouette to make your own earring cards. We're going to be using the X-Tool M1 today that has this blade cutting functionality. It really is a great way to create your display cards. You can personalize them with your own branding and aesthetic. You can then have them cut out and it will also pop those holes in there for you. You can cut out some really cute shapes and designs as well, so you don't need to go for that stock sanded square kind of deal. If you did want to design your own, you can definitely do that. Or the other option that you've got, if you want to look at using a template, is you can use sites like Creative Fabrica, as I'm doing here. I just love how many options there are, and you can really find something to suit your own brand and aesthetic. I then just import it into X-Tool Creative Space, get all the settings set up, and cut. And there we have it, a bunch of beautiful cards all cut up and ready to have earrings attached. You can also use the print and cut feature if you want to have your logo or own design printed on the cards. The next option I'm going to show you is really something a little bit different, and I guess I'm showing you this to get you to start thinking outside the box and think of different ways that you could display your earrings, your jewelry, and your accessories. So I'm going to be using the X-Tool again, and I'm actually going to be laser cutting this time a design that I'm making out of wood. If technology like a laser cutter feels out of reach, remember there are maker spaces or even some libraries where you can get access to tools like these without having to buy your own. Now you can most definitely use other materials like this, even making them on cardstock would definitely work. So I'm just going to import my image that I want to use. This is a rainbow that Carla designed previously, and I'm actually going to pop some text here. And then all I need to do is pop in my holes. I then get the settings all set up and we're ready to cut. I really love how these turned out, and I think that they're a great option if you're looking at gifting something to a friend or family member, or if you're looking to target customers who are in the market for a gift. They are something different to what you would usually find with earring cards, but I think it's good to think outside the box and think of different ways that you can package and display your earrings, jewelry, and accessories. Now, I'm going to be giving you a few extra tips for your packaging and display cards. Make your display cards and your packaging an experience. If you're a small business owner, then a beautiful earring card and packaging combo can make your brand look really high-end and professional. If your unboxing experience is really fun or aesthetically pleasing, then you will find that customers are more likely to share photos or videos of their unboxing on social media. This user-generated content is free marketing for your business, and we love that. On the topic of socials, don't forget them. It is a great idea to add your Instagram handle, website, or a QR code to your cards so that you can encourage repeat customers. Now, you want to make sure that your friends or family or customers know how to care for their earrings, jewelry, or accessories. You can pop a care card in as a separate card, or alternatively, you could look at printing your care instructions on the back of your display cards. Now, another way that you can give your earring cards a bit more of a luxe feel is actually by using bigger cards. So we often just use these small cards for displaying our earrings, but you can look at a bigger option like a postcard size earring card, and this will really give your cards more of a high-end boutique look. Large cards also allow room for extra branding, thank you notes, and care tips. And if you do have bigger pieces or long dangly earrings that you need to display, they are also great for this. My last tip for you is not to go too crazy with the colors and design, and this is just because you want your earrings or your jewelry or accessories to stand out. If you do want to add a pop of color or some design to your cards, I definitely recommend doing this as either a border around the card or as a strip on the top or bottom. This will just mean that those colors and design doesn't overtake the piece that you're trying to show off. We have been through so many different options for creating your own display cards today, and I really hope that you found it helpful. If you do have another way that you create your own earring, jewelry, or accessory cards, we would love to hear about it. Please drop it in the comments. Likewise, if you did have any questions today, you can pop them in the comments and we'll try help answer them. If you have found this tutorial helpful, we would love you to like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.